Okay, episode 3. 3 episodes, Hayden.
Well, soon will be.
Soon will be.
Not yet.
This is episode 3.
This is the beginnings.
That's true. So 2 down. How do you feel about two episodes? We've sat together. We've had these conversations. It feels natural now, right?
Natural.
Yeah, this does. It just feels good.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put this out there, but I am in a mood today, guys. All right. I can
Yeah.
feel the bags under my eyes, and we were at the coffee shop earlier, and the guy needed me to repeat that it was a black Americano.
After you said Black Americano.
There was a little slight moment of rage.
There was. I saw you suppress it. You suppressed it really well.
Thank you. So, if that bleeds through today, that's what you've got to deal with.
Yeah.
That's the version of Hayden you have today.
Hey, it's Monday morning for everybody, and it was definitely Monday morning for
it's a Monday morning.
yeah,
For Hayden today.
yeah, absolutely. It's definitely Monday morning. Hayden.
Yeah, weekend of heat and children and wife pregnant who was vomiting, and the world gets this today.
I think
This type of Hayden.
the world will be getting that type of me too. If
When
yeah, that is going to be. Get ready for the same energy from me.
it's like dad
some
energy,
point.
right? You
Yeah.
know? Like we all remember our fathers as being just a grumpy old man. Well, I certainly do at times.
Your father was just echoing what you're feeling. That's
I'm following in his. I get it now.
yeah. I'm still giving fun uncle energy. I'm still giving that energy right now. Where I'm like, I get to give them back.
Seb, at this point has a Labradoodle.
I do.
And
Yeah.
that's it for children.
Yes.
One fur baby.
One fur baby, and she is adorable.
She's so adorable.
She's a beautiful girl.
Yeah.
She really told us that she wanted to be involved in the podcast today.
Yeah, she had a cry.
Yeah, she had a cry, but she got over it, and she's now asleep. So
Yeah.
so that's good. Okay, episode 3.
Yes.
Episode 3.
I can't wait till we can say 300.
I know that's going to feel crazy.
300 to all of our hundreds of thousands of regular listeners.
Yeah, that's going to be a very cool moment.
I cannot wait.
I can't wait for that either.
Stimulating this conversation around the globe of self-awareness, self-development, team awareness, team development.
Just development, right?
all around.
Just development all around.
Development, yes.
And also being able to show people that it really is as simple as finding a quiet spot and just doing it.
Under a tree in a small courtyard today,
This is lovely.
surrounded by timber buildings and concrete steps, which surprisingly goes really well together. This tree's growing in the middle of I don't know what that type of ground we'd call tarmac, but coloured,
Yeah.
something like that. And these concrete steps, but the leaves have been overgrown and dropping on the ground, so there's a nice greenish colour to the concrete, which matches next to the timber.
It's beautiful, really, isn't it? This is like it's such a quiet, intimate space for sure.
You wouldn't know we're in the dead centre of town, would you?
No.
We're surrounded by these tall buildings. You can't hear any of the noise. It's when we walked into the space, what I noticed was my ears go, oh. You know?
Yeah, not just my whole body, really. It started with the
shoulders
ears,
too,
but
yeah.
everything just went, oh, it's peaceful here.
Yes.
We can talk here.
It's an oasis.
Yeah, it is. It's
A
our
little
little
oasis right next to Seb's office.
our little oasis right next to the office. Wow.
Yeah. So here we are, beginning at number 3. We will eventually talk about something today, won't we?
Yeah, but hey, look, you guys asked for intros. You said, look, we want you to talk. We want to feel you. We want to.
That was Adam.
Yeah. Adam was
one
like, okay, this is all for you, Adam.
Yeah. All of this.
Yeah, all 5 minutes of this.
He's feeling well acquainted and calm where he is now.
Yeah.
He's gotten into
Yeah, totally.
he's right here with us in
Yeah.
the space.
Feedback number 2 is going to be like shorter intros, guys. Shorter intros.
Shut up and get to the point.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is a carry-on episode, isn't it? Because what we talked about last week is something we could have just spoken about for hours and
For a
hours.
whole episode.
We could have just kept going. We could have just kept going there. But it really, we're talking about confidence, the things that make us both confidence, having it, not having it, where did it grow from? And then And then failure became part
Part of the
of our
conversation.
it became part of the conversation, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And we said last week, let's touch on that. Let's talk about that.
We said we will.
So
we
doing
will
it.
do the next
We
episode
will.
on failure.
So here we are, failure.
And something I noticed in last episode, I did listen to it, that I'm bringing moving forward.
Okay.
There was twice where I interrupted you.
Really?
And you were going somewhere with your thoughts. And I feel like the listener and I missed out on a gem of whatever was coming because I interrupted. So I'm going to be mindful of not cutting you off when you're going somewhere, cutting you off when you're waffling a load of nonsense.
Yeah, okay. That's a skill set of mine. Yeah, because there is an appropriate time to interject, right? Sometimes it's not a direct cut off, but it's like this person's lost. Yeah. The thoughts are happening, but then maybe they're losing their trail. They're losing where they need to go. That's also part of conversation, though, isn't it? That sometimes it gets moved, and
it doesn't mean you're a failure.
No, yeah, we didn't fail at conversation there.
And it doesn't mean I'm a failure.
No, you have come here with a reset. That's good.
With a reset?
Yeah, you've come. Some people might have looked at that as a failure, as like, oh man, I failed there. There's definitely there's a situation where you and I look back, we listen to the podcast, and we go, oh damn, I should have done this, or I could have done this. I wish I had.
Yeah.
And
there was a real sense of loss for me.
Really?
That there was something coming, and I interrupted that. Whatever was coming, and we missed out. The world didn't get what was about to be given in that moment.
The thought began and then it finished just as quickly as it started.
Yeah.
Okay.
A real sense of loss for me there.
A sense of loss. I'm gonna pin that because I feel like that's gonna come up again in this conversation.
Okay. Should we jump straight into failure?
Let's jump straight into failure. Yeah. When you say that, when I say the word failure, Hayden, what does it do to you? Failure.
Okay, so what it used to do was when I thought about goal setting.
Okay.
Cringeworthy, ready? Cringeworthy. The word goal, yuck.
Right.
That's how I used to be. Goals were nasty. Hate setting them. Hated the pressure look, I'm blaming the goal for putting the pressure on me.
Yeah.
Didn't like the pressure. And where I discovered what was going on for me in the Introduction Leaders Program with Landmark was I associated my lack of performance in life, me not hitting my goals, as I made that mean that I am a failure. The failure is in me, not the failure is in my performance. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And since then, what I've further seen is what's going on for a human being is in our mind, we imagine what we want.
Yeah.
We get this visualization, let's call it. We see things, we have this conversation about what we want in our mind, then we get all these feelings, desire, lust going on in our body, in our chest, pulling us towards that thing. So we imagine what we want, and then we think, okay, I'll take these actions, and that should get me what I want. And it doesn't. And then we think, well, I think I'm a failure. The actions I took didn't get me what I wanted, therefore I'm a failure. And what I've seen is, well, number one, when I imagined what I want, I'd never done it before. So how am I to know what actions will actually lead to it? And number two, I'm comparing my reality, what I'm actually getting from my actions to my imagined reality, and then making my actual reality, physical reality, what is happening, wrong in comparison.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy.
That is.
Crazy.
There's a lot there. There's a lot that happened there. I want to unpack some of what you said. You were talking about I was making me the failure.
Yes, I am
failure.
Failure. Yeah.
Something
wrong with me.
Yeah.
And there's not.
There's nothing wrong.
There's nothing wrong. I simply have never done this thing before, never achieved this goal before.
Mm.
Of course, I don't know how to do it straight away. Of course, I'm not going to get it my first go. It's ridiculous to think that.
We spoke about, well, I spoke about the word reset earlier, and that's just it's just a reframing of, or it's a new choice of language for the same thing, right?
Okay.
And what I'm hearing from you in that moment, it pairs with the question I asked earlier when I said, how do you feel, or what does failure do to your body? Like, what does failure, when I say the word failure, what does it do? And I guess where I'm going with this thought is as you described failure there.
Yeah.
I failed. The failure was me. I'm the failure. Or even the moment did fail. Why is that such a bad thing?
I am a failure.
Failure in general, failing at something.
Oh, I don't think failure is.
Yeah,
I think it's
me too.
When we associate our identity with failure, that there's something inherently wrong with us for not achieving whatever it is we set out to achieve. That's the issue. When you can let go of that the failure is you or in you or inherently you, there's space again. Like, oh yeah, it was just the actions I took led to a different result than the one I wanted.
Right.
When I keep taking actions, I'll learn the ones that cause what I want.
Yeah.
I don't know how many lessons or mistakes there are to make or learn to have what I want in life. I just gave up too early because when I thought I was the failure, what's the point? There's no point taking action. It isn't going to work because I'm a failure. When the failure was in the actions, not in me, it's like, oh, I can just find the actions that won't fail. Keep going until I have the appropriate actions.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And I think for people who work in the development field, we've practiced this idea of looking at something with a new lens, of looking back at ourselves internally. So the idea of saying to someone, just view failure differently, it's something that's thrown about, right? There might be people, and there are people, and a lot of the people who are saying that have found a way to do so.
Yeah.
And it's become so simple for them.
Yeah.
So I think they pass on that knowledge, or they pass on that ambition with such blasé nature when they go, dude, you just need to look at failure from a new perspective. That is so easy to say when you're already there.
Yeah.
That's so hard to even comprehend when you're in the mindset that you discussed, when failure is part of you. Because when you hear people say, I think failure is a gift, you're like, shut up, Seb. Right? There are so many people who I'm going to sit here and be like, dude, I love failure. They're like, no, you don't. And my friends will be like, I've watched you fail, Seb, and you hated it. Right? But I do truly, if I'm not in love with failure, I do love that it exists. Like I'm so pro failing, especially with the work I do. With the work I do, I want to bring people together. And it's not that I create a space for them to fail. It's that I create a space for them to feel safe doing so. So, of course, I want failure in the room. Oh, yes. Cool. I definitely want failure in there. And I want us to experience it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure where I was going with that thought, but I just felt like I had to say it.
Yeah. And that makes sense. When people can be with failing repeatedly and see that there is no major consequence, they develop a new relationship with failure. Oh, okay, we can screw up and all there is something to discover or learn, and we keep going. Then they're no longer being stopped by the idea of failure or being a failure.
Okay.
And that sounds, in your space, they get to fail fast and realize that they can fail as a team and keep going. It's not a stop. It's not the end of the world.
It's able to be a reset, like I said earlier, an opportunity to reset.
So you fail, you reflect, you reset, go again.
Yeah,
Something like
you
that.
acknowledge it. You acknowledge we failed here, but that's not the end of the road.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not, oh, we failed. But so often failed is followed by a full stop.
It's final. Yeah.
It's final.
Or fatal.
Yeah. Oh, well, no.
For many of us.
I mean, when it is final, yeah, then it's
It
fatal.
certainly seems fatal, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe we die a little bit inside when we give up from this idea that we are a failure, and that is in a way
Yes,
a death of some part of us, a
absolutely.
death of what we really want in life, for sure.
Yeah. Well, that pulls it full circle to episode 1, right? Episode 1 was about death, and actually, interestingly, what we discussed in episode 1 was a pivot, was a reset, was a new way to view how to approach that conversation of death in a way that wasn't final, in a way that was the opportunity for something new. Tell me about them.
I did that, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah, I did that with a client of mine. Her father died, and she paused coaching.
Okay.
Appropriately.
Yeah.
He died unexpectedly. It was fast. And we had a conversation just to get in touch and see how she's doing. And I got the opportunity to ask that. And I had the thoughts like,
oh wow,
I really want to ask this thing, and I asked it anyway. And it did. It opened up this wonderful conversation about her dad and how lovely he was and all the good things she remembers. And we ended the conversation. She said, "Thank you so much. I don't know. I needed this."
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, it's a really nice feeling, isn't
She
it?
got to get present to her dad.
Yeah.
And say all the great stuff about him.
And you were present too. You were present with her dad. He was...
Yeah, it was good.
He was there.
Yeah, I got to... He sounded like a really good dad.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I got to relate what a great father he seemed to me to be.
Wow.
And share that with her. And she was so grateful to hear that. Yeah.
Wow. What a compliment of someone who's a father themselves, right? Like being able to hear about someone else, hear about a father. And an opportunity that would have been final. It would have died. It would have been the end if it were not for the conscious decision to take it somewhere productive.
Yeah. Somewhere unknown.
Somewhere unknown. Do you think
potentially risky?
Do you think failure lives in the I know? Does it live in that I know space, or I think I know?
What do you mean?
I think that we've talked around failure, and we've talked around our feelings on it. We've not quite found the way to dive into it yet. And I'm just circling back to why we feel the way we do with failure.
Ooh, maybe why is not the best question.
Yeah, why often is a very difficult word, actually.
Yeah.
What is it? What is it about the word failure? Not the why.
Practical.
What is it about failure that makes us feel so final? I think that's where I'm trying to go with this, because the little anecdotes we've just had about episode 1 and death and the beautiful moment you had was about resetting or pivoting or not seeing failure as the stopping point.
So if we look, see if this adds to what you're sharing about when you were young and there's something you wanted when you were a kid.
Yeah, okay.
Love, fun, connection, a relationship, an outcome, and you didn't get it. Now, does that bring something to mind? It didn't go the way you wanted.
Yeah, okay, I can find something for sure.
And I'm sure if we sat down and looked, there'd be multiple moments. And remember how it felt when it didn't go the way you wanted.
Oh, yeah. It's heavy.
It's heavy, right?
Oh, dude, that's heavy.
And when we're young and we have very little worldly perspective, right? We haven't grown up and seen that it's much bigger than us. And everyone's like doing their lives their way, and we have none of that. We're so in our own world. Remember how important school was when you were in school?
Yeah, life or
And
death.
what the other kids were saying about, So we're young, we want something, it doesn't happen, we're crushed.
Mm.
That experience gets stuck in our brain. The brain is a survival mechanism. So it's looking out into reality, constantly checking. And if it sees anything that reminds us of that experience, that pain, it goes, hell no, we ain't going there.
Let's get away from that.
Let's get away from that. So there is some very powerful emotion around the subject of failure, the concept of failure for us as individuals, all humans.
Yeah, totally.
And so to develop a healthy relationship with failure, we've got to first deal with that in a child who's hurting. And that, when we've spent years, even decades, avoiding that moment and avoiding re-experiencing that moment in our life, we've built it up to be this really big thing. That's not easy. And that's when someone like you comes on and says, oh, you just got to enjoy failure. And people listening are going, whoa, there's this world behind that word that I'm carrying around in me. And I can feel it in my chest as we're speaking right now.
Yeah.
There's all of that energy behind this one word. And it's not just one moment of failure. It's we didn't get the grade we wanted in school. The friend said no when we asked him to the dance. We stacked our bike in front of our mates and they all laughed. The first girl we dated or boy we broke up with, our parents told us off at some crucial moment in our life. Like there's a list.
Yeah, it's so layered, isn't it?
That we've labeled, put under this label of failure. And all of that is behind the word. And we get to a point, and I say most people, I would assume, get to a point where they're just done with it. They don't want to go anywhere near it. So they stick to where they're safe,
Yeah, it really, do you know what? What I'm hearing, Hayden, is the way you just unpacked what's living behind the word failure, what's existing within us.
Yeah.
It really is life or death.
It seems that way.
It really seems that way. Yeah. And it seems that way in your body.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why we started talking about episode 1 again, is because our body, I think our brains are really saying, oh, this could lead to us dying. That's why they're avoiding it. I know it sounds convoluted and we know that's not the case, but the brain can be really irrational when it's trying to just keep it safe.
I think we've all had moments where we've died a little bit inside. I think everyone would relate to that.
When we say we've been crushed, that's a word we use. We say we're crushed. And
yeah, it definitely feels like that.
I mean, if you go back a minute or two when you asked me, can you find a moment where you failed?
And it was like, right.
There's a breath. There's a breath that the listeners heard, because I consciously went, whoa, I blew into the mic there. But that was because I was...
Yeah, it's all right there,
I went, like I released.
And the failure you were present to, how many years ago was that?
Oh, that was years ago. I think I just picked a moment when I was a kid, and I dissociated failure in delivering. I think I really wanted to do something.
Yeah.
And maybe my mum didn't have the time. I failed to get her attention. And I was like, oh.
Smallest little thing, right?
Super small thing.
Yeah.
And another anecdote that's
significant to you,
that really painted in my mind while you were talking, was this is linked to failure, and I'd love to unpack it with you. We used to go bowling a lot when we were...
Who's the we?
My sister and I, with my dad and my stepmom. My dad lived in Portugal. I lived in the UK. So whenever Dad came over, there was always activities happening. Typical divorced dad or divorced family style. We're doing something at the weekend.
Cool.
Which for a later date is something to talk about, because my favorite things were just sitting. Right? We're just sitting in the living room doing not doing an activity, just having what you don't get. But back to this idea of failure is, we used to go bowling, and my dad told me a story once of how he and my stepmother used to prepare before we went bowling, and they were like, this is going to be tough because Seb isn't good at bowling and he is difficult when we go bowling. Like,
their words, or these your words?
This was Dad. Yeah, this is a paraphrase, but I remember my dad telling me this story where he said words along those lines, where he was like, where he was having a conversation with my stepmother and was like, yeah, okay, it's gonna be hard because he might be great, but he'll probably suck. And then he's gonna have a strop, there's gonna be a tantrum, it's gonna happen. And I can vividly remember that. Like, I can definitely remember a time in my life where that existed, where I was really not good with not winning and was really not good with failing. And the reason that I know this, and this conversation happened with my dad, is because we went bowling, and this one time I think I must have been 14 now. And maybe the trips that he's describing previously to that, I'm 9, maybe I'm 7, maybe I'm 11.
So you're right in the pubes.
Yeah, whereas this bit I'm at 14, and he told me the story because he said we went bowling.
Yeah.
And I was bottom of the leaderboard, and I smiled the whole time, and I congratulated him.
Like a Joker?
No, like
Batman smile?
Like I was okay with it.
Like actually happy smile.
Yeah, and he was like,
not like I'm going to murder you all.
Yeah. I think they existed when I was 7, when I was 9, when I was 10.
Damn, that was young.
Yeah, but the reason I bring that up is because he said after that bowling session, he told me like, this is how we used to approach coming to this activity. And I'm telling you now because he was like, you were great today. And I can't tell you what it was, but I can tell you that I showed up and was like, it's okay. I remember being about 14 years old and just being like, I just want to have fun with everyone. Like, I just want to be here.
Yeah, cool.
And I remember that day helping my sister, and she was above me on the scoreboard. She had the barriers up. I didn't have the barriers up, but there would have been a time where I had them down, and then I would have made that excuse. I would have said, well, she has the barriers up, that's why she's above me. And I would have really freaked out at it. And I think I approached that. Failure wasn't even in sight, or I just became okay with it. I can't tell you what happened. Something might have happened in my life between bowling trip aged 11 and bowling trip aged 14. That could have been puberty. Or it could have been something else that I can't pinpoint. But what I can pinpoint is that the conversation that I had with my dad is something I can remember now at nearly 30 years old. Him saying, this used to happen, Seb, and today it didn't. You were great. And I probably connected with, whoa, this bowling trip ended very differently to all the other ones. I'm sure the other ones were full of frustration and them calming me down and me being probably me creating an environment that was rubbish for everybody. And it was all rooted in the idea of it was rooted in failing the bowling experience, coming last. Maybe that was rooted in not being able to get a strike, and I wanted approval from the people around me. I don't know. But I have a vivid memory because the conversation happened afterwards, which was...
Can we play with it?
Yeah, let's play with it, for sure.
So stay in the memory.
Yeah, I'm in there.
Step out of the child.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Look from the eyes you have today.
Yeah.
And the grown-up that you are. Look back at the child and the dad.
Yeah, okay.
Look at the whole experience. What do you see from your perspective on your past? Not the child's perspective. What do you see?
My perspective on it now. I definitely see... Yeah, I see a boy who was like hungry to be praised.
Oh, wow.
And was probably praised and just so determined to do well and to succeed.
Okay.
So much so that I brought all of that weight into throwing a bowling ball down an alley.
Got it. Which is
with no skill, with no practice, with no like. It's not that I was so determined to become the next bowling champion of the UK. It was just like I turned up there being like, I can't fail at this. I don't think I was thinking those words because. Oh, that's so big. Because I don't know right now.
I don't never looked. You won't know. You got to look.
Yeah, I've got to look.
See if there's anything there.
Why was failure so at the front of my mind there?
What would it mean to lose at bowling? What would that mean about you, situation?
I think to lose at bowling would have meant not being at the center of attention.
And what would that mean if you weren't center of attention?
Maybe in that moment I would have felt not as valuable, or maybe I would have felt unloved. I was all those things, but I think I was desperate for it. Especially in a moment like that with a family who was far away. I think I was hungry for those things. So failure was rooted in, it wasn't even rooted in bowling at all.
It was the need to be loved.
It was the need to be loved, to succeed, to then go, well done, you're great.
Yeah, and something's coming to mind. You mind if I?
Yeah, please do.
Take the baton. When we have an idea in our head, I am a failure. We won't see the evidence that we're not. We will only accumulate evidence that we are.
Okay.
When you had it in your mind, maybe that you weren't loved, you can look back and see you were loved.
Yeah.
Something in your mind caused you to show up in that way where you needed to win.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it wasn't like a thought or an idea, which I'm talking about now when we reflect. In the moment, it's a reality.
Yeah.
You know, you perceived yourself in that situation in some way that caused you to have to win.
Yeah.
Some mindset you had back then.
I was really celebrated for doing things well when I was a kid. Really celebrated.
So when you weren't celebrated, then
I think that did something to me.
There was something seriously wrong here.
Yeah, totally. Like I was like almost like, yeah. And also like I was a really creative kid, which meant that I was really open to kind of like putting on shows for my parents and singing and dancing and lapping up, I think, praise, if I'm honest.
Maybe
like
that's
really lapping up
maybe
praise.
that's
And it was the first thing I said there. I actually said praise, didn't I?
Yeah.
I said like, oh, I'm not going to get that here.
Yeah.
But I think the praise is linked to love, if I'm honest. I
sure.
probably saw praise and love as this transactional thing when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like my confidence was so high that I was such a little performer. Like I wanted to jump up and tell jokes and make up plays or dress up and was probably always irritating my mum and my mum's friends and my dad and all his friends when those moments arose too.
Yeah.
Right. And it was always followed by like lots of clapping and well done and you're so great.
Got it. So when you weren't getting that.
When I wasn't getting that, I probably felt really unloved.
Unloved.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And maybe the first time I went bowling, maybe it wasn't so bad. But I maybe left that first time being like, I'm not good at this. I felt really bad. No one did that thing that I'm used to.
Yeah.
And then I used to go to bowling constantly. This is all the back of my mind, surely. I don't think 7-year-old Seb is quite queued up on this. But I think that's probably happening. Yeah. Like, was going in like, oh, I can't fail at this. I can't fail.
Yes.
And something happened.
How will I get my love?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what probably happened between there and 14 is I found love in a different way, right? I probably didn't need the praise.
Yeah, that seems pretty normal. Around the age, well, when puberty starts, we stop looking from our parents and we start looking to our peers.
Yeah.
And it seems quite like a biological thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, to move us away to become independent, functioning adults, we've got to start stepping out into the world and seeking relationships elsewhere. So
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Walked into that being like, I'm less invested in this than I ever was before. And I'm okay with it going wrong. But what I think is very interesting is I described the conversation my dad had with me afterwards, which was a different form of praise.
Yeah.
That I probably still had linked to love, which was him going, you know what, Seb? We used to have a little bit of stress before we used to come in bowling because you and your sister always wanted to go. So we'd go, but we would always be a little bit like, oh,
yeah,
we're going to have to deal with this. And that didn't happen. And I wanted to say, like, thank you and well done. That praise that I was always looking for came, but in a different way, right?
Yeah.
It hit in a different way.
Interesting.
And I think it made me definitely see failure differently.
Okay.
I think absolutely. I think that for me, actually, it's a pinpoint of a time where I viewed failure differently. I know that for sure. That's not just for this conversation. The reason that this anecdote and this story has come to my mind, because we're talking about failure, that's where I'm hinting it is if someone says, when was the first time your view on failure changed? I went bowling and I didn't mind. Like I went and I came bottom and I was okay. I was like, that's all right. And it wasn't rooted in this idea of like, oh, you just didn't care anymore. No, I still cared. I still had the feelings.
Yeah.
I still wanted to do well. I just went, okay.
Yeah. So your relationship with, or was it what you perceived as failure altered?
It must be what I perceived as failure altered, because I think I probably left that going, I didn't fail. I just lost at bowling.
Cool. Gotcha.
Right? I didn't fail.
Yeah.
I just came fourth.
Huh. Yeah. So you developed a new relationship with what is
absolutely
failure.
Because the main thing I spoke about there was the conversation I had with my dad afterwards.
Yeah.
And that was nothing to do with failure. If anything, I probably walked away from that going, I won today.
Yeah.
I totally won. If what I used to do is pursue winning at bowling in order to get praise and etc., there was then a pivot. I walked away going, I won. I won by, I got what I wanted. I didn't fail. I succeeded. Yeah, I failed at bowling, but I succeeded in the things that I cared about, which was, well done. You were great today. Because I went bowling every time knowing like, I know I caused them nuisance, right? There's no way I didn't. I knew I didn't go there going, like I went knowing like, oh, I'm probably going to get stroppy. I just can't stop it.
Yeah.
Right. Like or at least evidence, right? I went every time going like, this is going to be fun, but I'm aware. Like that conversation we had with each other.
I'm pretty sure I was the same at bowling.
Yeah. Recently, shout out, Bryce, if you're listening. I'm telling the whole world this. A few months ago, we went to Centre Parks. We all went bowling. I got a load of strikes. And I did beat Bryce. And that's something to absolutely worth celebrating. So if you're listening to this, Bryce, just to rub salt into the wounds a little bit. I know this is a podcast about failure and we should be encouraging, but I just want to take the moment, mate.
Just failing at our podcast.
Yeah, I just want to take the moment to acknowledge that I did beat you at bowling. So
yeah, nice one.
But you didn't fail, mate. You just lost at bowling.
Which might be a great segue into winning and losing.
Winning and losing. So that's a big part of failure, isn't it?
Closely related.
Ooh.
And how unconsciously competitive. Oh, we're just checking our laptop.
Oh, we were rolling. Don't
We're
worry.
still rolling. Cool.
We're still rolling.
Got me all concerned.
Yeah,
Am I speaking for no reason?
That silence was panic between the both of us. Are we failing at this podcast?
Perfect timing.
Sorry, back to what you were saying, Hayden.
The unconscious competitiveness that people bring to life. My wife, when we, for the first however many years of our relationship, was competing with her brother in life.
Yeah, well,
he didn't even know he was in that competition. You know?
Yeah.
He was totally unaware of it. But she was measuring her success against his. She had this whole game going on in her mind. And she was the judge, she was the referee,
she was the participant, she was
participant,
the audience, she was everyone.
And I wonder how many of our listeners are doing that to themselves, where they're just comparing themselves to others all the time. Who's got more money, who's got more wealth, who's got better jobs, who's doing better in their lives, the people we went to school with and how they're doing now. Like there's these competitions all over the place that no one else is present to except the individual.
That is so real. That's totally there.
Yeah. No, just audio.
We're right in the middle of the stairway. We're taking up everyone's access to this part of Folkestone.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'd say to the listener, have a look. Where are you got a competition going on that no one else is aware of? Maybe your siblings, peers from school, co-workers, bosses, countries, teams. Where are you competing out to win or lose? And you might not be fully present to it. And have a look right now and have a look what's the impact. I know with my wife, she'd get frustrated and angry because she's got this competition and this comparison going on in her mind that doesn't exist out in reality. And so whenever she's not meeting whatever imagined outcomes she's supposed to be meeting against her brother who didn't even know he was competing, she's annoyed, she's frustrated, she's angry, she's making herself wrong. Yeah, I would assume that that's a very normal thing for humans too, that we're all doing it to some degree.
Oh, we totally are. We totally are. It's one of the biggest things that shows up in my work. Not my team per se, but the teams that I work with.
Yeah.
That competition, exactly what you described, that winning and losing mindset, just living as like a default behavior.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing that we are trying to expose in our workshops.
So in the team they're competing against each other.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And not just in the team, it's like in the immediate team and then inside the company, which means it's rooted into the culture. And that's where that kind of individualistic siloed mindset comes up, where we start competing against one another in the same way that you just described. Competitions that other departments don't know exist, other colleagues don't know exist, maybe someone you're working with to deliver a project.
Maybe even your husband or wife.
Yeah, maybe your best friend. Maybe those relationships,
yeah.
That absolutely happens. So
then we're left trying to beat people.
Yeah.
And when we don't, we're a failure. That doesn't sound like a great game to be playing.
No, it sounds like if you were to lay it out.
That sounds like a terrible game to be
Yeah,
playing.
and you'd be like, do you want to do this? You'd be like, nope.
No, why am I doing that?
No way. Or just like when I was describing, like I knew that I was causing a load of fuss, but I was obsessive about going bowling.
Yeah.
Like, you were like, yuck. You're like, Seb, this sounds disgusting. You're like, ugh. Like, why did this happen? I don't know. I don't know why it was there.
Get why, man. That is an endless road.
Yeah, why?
Road of imagination. I'll tell you why.
Okay.
It's because your granddaddy had curly hair.
Yeah, that's probably why. That's probably why.
Generational trauma.
That actually is true, probably. Yeah, that one probably is true.
Let's not start some controversy.
Yeah, no, let's not do that. Let's not do that.
That's not what we.
You know, I want to go back to something which came to mind earlier. You were talking about why are we in these competitions? Why are we doing this? And I'm going to bring up my friend Bryce a second time. This time, I'm going to talk about you in a really good light, mate. I told him about episode 1, and I shared, hey, me and my friend Haydn are doing this podcast. Give it a listen to. And that came with some reservations. I wonder how much of those reservations were rooted in maybe saying I'm doing it and then it failing. I don't know. That could have been there. What else? What I want to bring up is Bryce said such a wonderful thing. And it was rooted in some frustration. He was like, I'm so frustrated at people not just doing it, Seb. He was like, this is great. He was like, great. I'm so fed up of worrying about what other people will think or whether they'll be good at it or whether they'll be as good as everyone else.
Or whether they'll fail.
And whether they'll fail. He was like, I'm so happy you're doing it.
Yeah.
Which is a really, really cool thing to do and to say. So it was a very cool thing for him to say to me. And it's really linked to what we've just been talking about now, where you said, why have we got this competition? That's exactly what Bryce is talking about.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm so fed up of it. Do it. Let me listen to it. Let me give you feedback on it.
Yeah.
Let me not listen to it. And if you don't listen to it, I'll go, why are you not listening? He'll say maybe this and this, and then he could listen. But we're not in competition with anybody.
No, we're not. No. I don't think No, we're not in competition with anyone.
No, absolutely not.
No, there is no competition here. We enjoy having a great conversation.
We're fueled by it.
That's what's going on.
It really sets my week up.
We want to make a difference in the world. We want to inspire and spark a conversation that makes a difference for everyday people.
And we are. There's not just we want, we are.
True.
There are people who have contacted us already.
Yes, that's a good point.
Who are saying that. We are.
We are
and
doing it.
We're doing it for ourselves too. There are so many things that have happened in the last 3 weeks that have been a product of our conversation and putting the conversation out there for others.
Cool.
It's made myself go, I need to action that. Or it's made myself go, I've asked listeners to do it. Maybe I should do it myself.
Practice what you preach.
Practice what you preach, baby.
Practitioner, not a preacher.
Yeah.
I'm big on that. There's something I want to point out.
Go for it.
Where were you going with that thought? He was looking off into the distance.
I was. Right? It was just for us to go back to failure because we've done a lot of exploring.
Good. I got some
Yeah.
right on that.
It was for us to kind of go like, so what are we saying here, Haydn? Where have we gone?
Before we do that,
Yes.
failure is the pavement of the road to success.
Oh, yeah.
Point it out. I'll make this as clear as day for everyone.
Okay.
So you're faced with it. There's something you want, and you're faced with a choice to take action, whatever the action is, or to not take action. That's it. It's all you've got.
Yeah.
Okay, it's that simple. So there's something out there in your future which exists in your mind. You say you want it. You feel you want it. Am I going to act? Yes or no? If you take action, what are the two possible outcomes?
If you take action, what are the two possible outcomes?
Either what you want happens.
Okay.
We call that success. Or what you want doesn't happen. We call that failure. Okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Either what you want happens or what you want doesn't happen. We call failure. So if we succeed, what do? We celebrate. Yay, woo, drinks, feel good, high fives, boom. If we fail, normally, oh, something wrong with me. I'm such a bad person.
We're terrible. We didn't do this right.
When you can get rid of all that junk that the mind is just going to throw at you, all right? It is going to throw it at you. It's not you putting it there. It's just there. It's what the mind does. If you're able to let that go, okay, the outcome didn't happen. What was missing? And if you can find what was missing and go back and take another action towards what you want, well, maybe not go back. You take another action towards what you want. What's the possible outcome? What you want either happens or it doesn't happen. If it happens, you succeed, you celebrate. If it doesn't happen, get rid of all the junk that your mind's going to do. You're a failure. There's something wrong with you. You're not good enough, all that. Okay, what was missing? Apply that to your next step. Go again. Eventually, you're going to hit success.
You will, yeah, of course.
What we don't know before we step out towards what we want is how many steps it's going to take.
Yes.
How many times we're going to have to step onto failure, get over ourselves, learn a lesson, apply the learnings, go take another step. You don't know how many mistakes or how many failures are going to make that pavement, how many steps on that pavement of failure we're going to take until we hit the destination of success. So, action, consistent action leads to success. With that, getting all that junk the mind throws at us out of the way and looking for what was missing, applying it to the next step. The other option that we didn't mention, when we face what we want, we either decide to act or we decide not to act, is if we don't act. That's the other action.
That's actually failure.
Because if we don't act, what do we learn?
Nothing.
Nothing. We get no feedback from reality. We have nothing to apply to the next step. So all we've got is, we've still got that same decision we had before. We decided not to act. Am I going to act? Yes or no? If the answer is no, no movement. Stagnant, stationary. Things that don't move die.
And that is what we were talking about earlier. That is when something comes to an end. That's when it dies.
Yeah.
That's failure.
If you choose to do nothing, in a way, and I'm not saying this is a truth, you could be failing from the start. You could be choosing failure by not acting. Now, not all the time, of course. There's times where non-action is the appropriate action. In general, though, if you're not acting towards what you want, you're probably never going to have what you want.
Yeah.
So the path to success, the path to what you want, is paved by failure. You just got to keep stepping.
You really do. You really do. I really like the picture you've painted there, Haydn. I really like how we're describing failure as something that doesn't happen to us. It's something that we do to ourselves. And what I mean by that is not do to ourselves. Maybe that's the wrong word.
Oh, I like it.
But what I'm trying to paint for us is like, failure is the choice. If we choose to...
So we choose failure.
We do choose failure.
Oh, that's going to hurt some people.
We choose failure.
Yeah.
We absolutely do. In the moments where we decide not to take the step you're talking about,
yeah,
and then also decide not to ask the what's missing, ask the where did I go wrong, where's my pivot, what's happening here. When we don't take one of those two options, or when those two options are presented to us and we don't take that step and we decide to sit in do nothing, then it does end, it does die. It does go back to what we were talking about earlier.
yeah.
The conversation where someone brings up death and we decide to end it and to do nothing and to let the conversation run its course, that's where we get to.
Yep.
The day we decide to say, what were they like? A new path opens up.
Yep, you acted.
Yeah, absolutely. So, failure. We've really unpacked it. We've explored it. We've been a little bit... We've been like an artist with a paintbrush and a load of paint today. We've just been going everywhere.
Yeah.
Something that we've been really good at the last two episodes has been summarizing it, walking away and someone going, I enjoyed that, Seb. That was great, Haydn. What do we get to now? Yeah. Where do I get to go? What's my simple few sentences around failure and how we're approaching it?
Got an idea?
Yeah.
We're going to try something new. We may fail horribly.
Okay.
Doesn't mean we're failures.
No, absolutely not.
How about you summarize from the perspective of the team?
Okay.
And I'll summarize from the perspective of the individual.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who do you think would like to go first?
Yeah, it doesn't. Do you want to go first? I'm happy to go first.
I think I'd like you to go first.
Okay.
Yeah, you go first.
Failure for the individual. To the listener, this is for you. You are not a failure. And I understand your mind may be screaming at you that you are. And that's okay. That's what the mind does. It's a survival mechanism. It's designed to keep you safe. You can go beyond your thoughts and feelings. You can go beyond the narrative that you are inherently a failure. You can go beyond all the evidence you've collected through your life that you are a failure. Okay, you are not a failure. Some of the things you did to cause what you wanted didn't work. That's okay. All of us are born into this world knowing nothing, almost able to do nothing. Poop in our pants, snot on our face. We have no idea what we're doing here, and we got to learn as we go. And the way we learn as humans is to screw it up over and over and over and over again until we have the skill and ability to cause what we want. You are not a failure. You have given up before you've developed the skill and ability to have what you want, you can keep going. It will probably hurt, and it will probably suck, and it will probably be full of more failures. That's okay. That's how it is. That's how we develop skill and mastery. You are not a failure. Keep going. You can have everything you want.
Wow. I think that bleeds into the team. I think every team, every group, maybe as small as 2 being a relationship, a collection of friends, the team that is your team at work, failure is part of the process. Failure is something to invite rather than something to flee. When we invite failure into our process, success is something that becomes within our grasp. So as you're working within that team, as you're working with people, take the opportunity to, or I invite you to take the opportunity to see failure as a reset. See failure as an opportunity. All it is everyone coming together and going, pause. Where do we pivot? Where do we go? When we stop looking at failure that way, competition disappears. That silo mentality that is holding us back starts to become one. And then you can have the conversations about one culture, one team, one identity, one ambition. They are just words and ideas until we put them into practice. And failure is part of that. So embrace it. Take the opportunity to do what we said is difficult at the start and say, I like failure. Don't be afraid of it. I think that's...
I'm not sure we summarized, but they were great points.
Failure isn't something to be afraid of.
Failure is not final.
Failure is not final. That's our takeaway, Haydn.
Takeaway. You are not a failure. That's a takeaway. Don't compete. Oh, no. Pay attention to where you have competition in your life and who with. You may be competing with people who are on your team.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Okay? No. Create a healthy competition with maybe, I don't even know if competition is what we want here.
I think that failure invites competition.
Okay. Be mindful then.
Be mindful of that.
Look for where you're competing.
Or competition
Yeah.
invites the wrong view of failure. That's probably a better way to put it.
The winning and losing.
Yeah, winning and losing. Who's better, who's not.
Yeah.
The competition invites an ineffective view on failure.
Okay.
And sometimes we need it, right? I stayed up until 2 a.m. to watch England play in the World Cup this morning. And guess what? There was a winner and there was a loser. There was failure. Yeah, that was needed.
Appropriate context.
Appropriate context.
Yeah.
A healthy opportunity to allow that view of failure to exist. But if we bring that into every area of our life, we just compete with our partners, with our friends, with our brothers, with our teammates. And then failure becomes a really hostile thing in our life.
Yeah. I wonder then if practice giving up the idea of failure.
Yeah.
Practice giving it up and see what else becomes available. See if you can reframe it yourself. Be like one of those annoyingly optimistic people are.
Yeah. Try and be what we were doing at the start of this conversation.
Okay. Yes, and failure is the path. It is the pavement.
It is.
To success. Keep stepping, keep failing, keep reflecting, keep learning, and you will have what you want. You will succeed.
I like that.
Yeah. Oh, and last point. When you have it, you are a failure. You won't be able to see your successes. People will even give you compliments and you'll be like, oh, no, they don't know who I really am.
Mm-hmm.
You'll shut it out. That's how the mind works.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Give it up, guys. Let it go.
Failure is invasive. And it's our...
Pervasive and invasive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's our own responsibility to be on top of it.
Seems to be the only place where power and choice comes from is responsibility. So that could be another conversation.
That looks like we found episode 4.
Could be.
Okay. That was episode 3 of A Great Conversation with Seb Fairley
and Haydn Griffiths.
Thanks for listening.